And what is going on, everybody? We are here on KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California, on 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live and streaming on your FM dial and KQBHLA.com. And thank you guys for tuning back in. I'm your host tonight for LA Lifestyle. My name is PvP, painting bigger pictures. You know I'm out here because I am the fixture. All the way out here from the great part of Northern California, broadcasting a show for Angelinos, only for Angelinos, and that's how we're going to do it. And we're getting back in. We got Labor Day weekend. Happy Labor Day to everybody, all the hard-working individuals out there, all the people that volunteer their time. It's community. We all volunteer. And, shout out to anybody that's going through anything. And, we are here like we always voice. And we have a very, very fun guest that caught my attention through a DM. And like I had voiced, it was like a lot of, like, oh, okay, trying to make everything blend and make sense. And I'm very honored to have my guest out here tonight a couple blocks down the way. So it wasn't too bad for him. But the only guys, let's introduce Mr. Danny Halloween from East Los Angeles out here. Make yourself known, my guy.
How you doing? Danny Halloween here.
Hey, let's go. So we got Danny Halloween. He reached out to me. He's a Chicano Cosplayer, which is something I've been kind of more, like I've learned on and I've been more in depth on. I've seen it's been very prevalent and has a lot of relevance to the lowrider community, the Chicano community, the East LA community, all of Los Angeles, the whole Raza, man. Fist up in the air, power to the Raza right there, to the Gigante. My man Audio P, man, out there also always fighting for everybody and being a voice for everyone. But Danny, let's just kind of get into it. Just let you introduce yourself and who you are, what you do, just to kind of get my audience more in tune with what you do. So the mic is yours, my guy.
Good evening. My name is Danny Halloween from Boyle Heights right here. Been cosplaying as Danny Halloween for about a year and a half, going on 2 years. Before that, I started cosplaying a character named Steve Ween. Recently, I had to put him laid him to rest due to this character overshadowing my main character, Danny Halloween.
Yeah.
It was a great run. This character, Steve Ween, started pretty much everything for me. That's now Danny Halloween. This character was created by a local Northeast LA artist named Samuel Ruiz. And ever since that, it's just been a whole new world of experience of becoming a Chicano cosplayer. It's rare that you hear somebody saying, "Oh, I'm a Chicano cosplayer," in the horror community or any type of community that feels like, how should I say this? That don't really put out as much. I feel that being a Chicano should be part, and we should have pride of what we do.
Exactly, and I think pride is very important because even from our early conversations back over in the break room area, you have to have pride not only in who you are, but what you're doing. And, just to ask you, what amount of pride, especially, I know cosplay is really big. I know with the Comic Cons and all the cosplay and the anime and everything like that, how much pride I can see, like, Chicano cosplay is not like I guess you could say a popular category within the whole cosplay community, but what is the amount of pride you have to have in any category of cosplay to like really, you go out there, how much effort and money and time you guys put into these outfits and these costumes. Like, it's not easy. Like, people may think, oh, I could go throw on a mask, a dead face mask and, just go out and do that. But no, it's more than that. So how can you explain the pride side of it?
Being the pride side of a cosplayer in general, it's pretty much putting your hard-earned efforts, your art. Cosplaying is just another form of art, as the way I like to see it. If you put your mind, your ideas on paper, or how your creative process is, from there you want to make sure that what you're trying to achieve is what you're trying to achieve. Now, for what I do, as you know, mixing the horror community with the East Los style, I like to research because honestly, I have family that used to have the crease pants, the shirt,
Those
the
things would
Pendleton.
stand up on their own.
Exactly. So, and to make sure that the outfit works, and every outfit, every mask that I have, I try to make sure it tells a story or what it represents. So, the costume I have right now, it's called Happy House Danny Halloween. The reason why this one's called Happy House Danny Halloween, I'm a brand ambassador for Happy House, a company in Canada, which is the top 2 life culture meets mental health awareness. And a lot of their shirts have a lot of meanings. So one of my sweaters says, "Anxiety, you're next." Especially that helped create to one of my stickers that says, "Anxiety, you're next," with the red light fixture on it, which a lot of people had loved that sticker. That's the most popular sticker I had, and I had prints on that one too.
Like actual prints, like you could get like
8 by 10 print.
Yeah, 8 by 10, 8.5 by 11, whatever it may be. Continue.
And with that, a lot of people loved because they saw that hits real life to everybody. Because this day and age, we don't take time for ourselves to just take time, reset, put our mental state back to where it needs to be, and continue fighting. Okay. So that's why I love doing the brand for Happy House, because honestly, I have a couple tattoos, which nobody sees.
Hey, look, nobody sees me. I'm on the other side over here, so it's the same thing. We're both protected.
Exactly. So with that, and also another of my costume is the actual Danny Halloween costume. It has a baseball jersey. And the front says Halloween Homies with the Mexican flag across of it, in a way. Then the back has my name, Danny Halloween. And I have a logo that's on the side of the right-hand arm. And from there, I have another costume that also, it was a one-time costume where I wore prosthetic makeup.
Oh, okay. Like where they put like the thing on your head and like the whole like thing of the whole body, like
it was just the face.
Oh, the face.
So it was the first time doing prosthetics by this really talented special effects artist named Lucinda. She's really great. It was a skull mask. Really great. I sat on the chair for literally about 3-4 hours. Best experience. I put an outfit together with the purple Pendleton, black Dickies with the white bandana.
Oh, you gotta get with the slim straight 501s, right? You gotta be pressed up, right?
Exactly. So with that, it was a lot of people were just like impressed how that came out with her and me collaborating together.
Well, anything like, see, for me, even like, I'm not the most fashionable person. I will openly admit that on air, but I know like when that outfit hits, like that outfit hits. Like, if everything lines up, especially too, I'm learning, I have my daughter and stuff, like, there will be times where, like, I bring my daughter out to my wife, and, like, she's like, no. Like, that doesn't, what are you doing there, right?
Exactly.
It'll take, like, 2 or 3 attempts, but I get it, the color contrast. Even, like, the person itself, because I even can say, and I can feel personally, I don't feel like certain colors don't go well on people.
Honestly, I was kind of skeptical when I wore the purple Pendleton.
Okay.
But with the prosthetic makeup that came together with it, honestly, it worked well.
It was what? So when you come, okay, here we go. We can ask this question. When it comes to, like, say, making a costume, you think Halloween, right? I'm looking, we have our blacks, our oranges, our whites, our, like, shades of gray, our shades of white. Those are, like, your typical Halloween colors. Are there Chicano cosplayers out there, or cosplayers in this genre, that are able to blend other colors of the wheel into what we typically feel as a traditional Halloween.
Oh yeah, there is. Honestly, there's a couple cosplayers that I follow, especially one cosplayer, if I recall her name, La Muerta. She makes her outfits from scratch. She did a one for the Raiders, one for the Dodgers.
The Raiders!
And honestly, she blends a lot of different colors. Especially a couple that Catherine couple, they blend a lot of different colors. Purple, oranges, yellows, reds. Honestly, a lot of the colors that we see like for Dia de los Muertos. And they actually blend them right. And the way they pull off the style is really great.
And that's the best thing too. When you pull off a style and you're able to blend your vision with, like, I guess you're trying to see. That's the hardest thing when you're putting something together. To me, especially as like a hip hop artist or like a curator, an event curator, or show curator here today, I need to think already 100 times ahead of like what people are going to think of like this response. Or what are people going to think of this curation, like this collaboration? What is LA Lifestyle going to think of PvP and Danny Halloween getting up on an interview together, you know? Like, those are things I have to take into consideration, because it's the same way. Because when you go out and you go to, say, San Diego Comic-Con, you know? Like, that's a very impersonable place where, you know, you can make a big impression on what you're trying to do. You might not even know someone, but walking out of there after 2-3 days, that might be it, you know? So even then, do you see people make these gallant efforts, but they're putting too much effort in?
Honestly, it depends on the artist that I've seen. You know, there's a cosplayer that he's really awesome. He does a Leatherface cosplayer. And with him, he does a little Christmas outfit for his Leatherface.
Yeah.
So with that, but honestly, it just depends, because he puts his time and effort to the right. Well, it was the ugly sweater that he wore, but honestly, for him finding the right ugly sweater to go with what he's all about is time consuming. And there's other people that would try to rush it. And one advice I was given is never rush, you know, your costume. And
yeah, never rush what you're trying to do. Never trying to, you know, never try to be something you're not. My whole thing is, you know, like, it doesn't matter what you've done, it's what you're doing.
Exactly.
Like, staying present and staying in the community is more of a man, how do I say that? It's more of a rewarding kind of thing for me, you know? And like, even then, you know, like I can go on and on about like a lot of things that we have going on and what we're doing, you know? And like, even then, like, there's people that just don't even realize too, like, effort and what we are doing, you know? And as a community, I will say, you know, and just a reminder, if you are tuning in, we are on KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California on 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live and streaming on your FM dial and KQBHLA.com. And it's all a game out here, Danny. You know, you've said you've grown up in greater East LA, all around here, you know, this community. You've seen it, you know, unfold to what it is. And, you know, before we get into our break here in a couple minutes in our first intermission, with what you do, right? Okay, being a Chicano cosplayer, going out and doing all these events and doing all that, what impact do you want to leave on the community, and what are you doing right now to even say inspire maybe some kid who wants to do this, or some, like, you know, adolescent, or someone who's trying to get out of the streets? Like, are you trying to leave that impact also on the community on top of that? You know, like, there might be that person who doesn't know how to crack out the shell, you know? I definitely was one of them.
Oh, definitely, of course. That's one thing, especially there's a couple kids in the queer community that follow me and I follow them. Honestly, we're a tight knit community. But honestly, for anybody that's very interested in cosplaying, that's the one thing is like, especially for young adolescents or anybody that has any self conscious, but they want to explore this side. It's never too late. It is never too late. I started it, a little bit late, way late in my age, being my late 30s, early 40s. So it's never too late. Now, sometimes it is an outlet for people to use it and to have something that they could call their own, but also to help build their self-confidence. Honestly, being Danny Halloween has boosted my confidence outside of my costume, which honestly I never thought I expected to happen to me. So that's the one thing. And honestly, I had a fellow cosplayer that is a Native American. She's really awesome, but I gave her some of the best tips that for her to go forward. And honestly, I expect great things from her and from what she could be able to accomplish.
And that's great too, because also shout out to all my natives where I grew up. All I had was a Native American reservations around me. So a lot of my childhood friends and people I still am in contact with are all Native Americans. And natives have a very beautiful way of representing their culture. And I know like people say cultural appropriation and stuff like that, but like I feel like you could really integrate if it was appropriate. What I'm trying to say here is I really feel like there's a beautiful aura of that Native American culture that you could bring into the comic and stuff like that. But then when you generalize it and think about it, it's like, you know what? Let's leave them alone. Like we can't have like too much of that crazy stuff going on with everything like that. Because I mean, think about it. Like they've already been through enough. So to subject them to like a certain like identity or like something like that, like. And even too, I could say, last question leading in, as Chicano, Hispanic of the Latinx community, does, like, okay, let's differentiate right here. Okay, from the Raza, the Lowrider, do your old traditional or like your typical Hispanic community, do they not really agree with what you're doing? Aside from like, say, maybe like a Day of the Dead, like kind of, just kind of to understand, like, because I'm married into a Hispanic family. My wife is Hispanic, so I kind of know, like, the old heads. They kind of will have their opinion. And has that ever affected you in, like, any way with what you do?
No. Honestly, no. With me, with fellow Latinos, they actually are, like, giving more compliments of, like, it's very different, it's very unique. So, honestly, there hasn't been anybody that said, oh, no, you're doing it. No, it's not right. It's like, honestly, but even though somebody were to leave a very, let's say, a negative criticism, I just take that and turn it into a positive criticism. Because that means if they don't like something, that means I'm doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, if they're talking about you, that means you're doing something right. Thank you, Danny. That was like last year. All it was chit chatter. This shoulda, coulda, this, that, woulda, ping pang, Billy Walla, whatever. And that means you are doing something right. But right now, you just kind of reminded me. You said you've been doing this about a year and a half. Like, okay, so you're hitting that time. You're hitting that. You've got through the year. You've gotten through the hard, like, oh, he ain't gonna do this. Now you're really doing it. People are all right for sure. Now this is where the yapping's going to come from. And that's what that's the phase you're in with this. But, I mean, you've already, like, built up and had the sources and the credibility and the ability to prove yourself. So that doesn't matter. Before we get into break here, what are some last things you could say to people going through dealing with something like that resentment?
Honestly, don't let them affect you. Again, turn that negative to a positive. That's the best thing you can do, because if they put you down, that means they don't support you. They want to see you fail. But if you have people that support you, and willing to help you out and accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, you're going to be fine.
Exactly. And as long as you like stay true to who you are, how you feel, I mean, at the end of the day, like that's really what it's about.
Exactly.
You know? So we are going to be getting into our intermission here, and we're just going to wrap things up with everything, and we're just going to dial in here. Sorry, guys, but like I say, if you're just tuning in, I'm out here with my guest, Danny Halloween, and we are, we're getting back into it. We have summer vacations coming to an end. Kids are back in school, and stuff like that, and I'm really thankful. I just want to say to first and foremost, before we hit our intermission here, I want to thank the whole East LA community. I want to thank everybody for being so graceful, so accepting. It's always been just kind of, sometimes I'm like at home and I'm just kind of like, I did that, and so first and foremost, I want to shout out East LA. I want to shout out KQBH, of course, for keeping it how they always keeping it real, and just being true to me, being true to themselves, and just remembering what community is, and that was a big thing. I'm really thankful that I got my start in, public broadcasting and radio through this station. It's been a very, very big, important time in my life, and I've really been able, to curate. I've been able to meet amazing people like you, doesn't matter, so I will say, guys, if you don't know, he's got the full fit right now. He's got the full cosplay on. He's got the new fit. He just debuted it for the first time in public to me and my media team here. So he's just, he talked about it a little bit, and you said you just kind of retired a previous character, correct?
Correct.
Exactly. So we're getting into a new phase of Danny Halloween, and what perfect time to do that other than the spooky season. I mean, we are, okay, let's see, let me do some math. Hey, we got 60 days. 60 days till Halloween. And last question before break here. What are your plans for this spooky Halloween season?
Oh, my gosh. What plans I don't have. Honestly,
right?
I'm hitting definitely Queen Mary Dark Harbor.
Okay, down to Long Beach.
I'm so happy.
Shout out 562
Queen Mary
LB.
is back.
Yep.
Pretty much it's the season called the 13th Floor Entertainment. So me and my manager, we're going to be hitting up the 13th Floor Entertainment. So it's a company that does a lot of Halloween hunts, and they have the Queen Mary. So now they're running the Queen Mary. Alejandra Hayride.
Oh, okay.
Delusional. Really great. It's a really great experience. It's a interactive story, also maze at the same time. It's really great. Another one is Magic of the Jack-O-Lanterns. It's great, family friendly with that one. And what else? There was another one that was interested. Can't think on top of my head, but honestly, it's pretty much the 13th Floor Entertainment season, because honestly, they have a great lineup what they're doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing everything, especially Queen Mary Dark Harbor. It's been 5 years since they did it, and it's back, and they're really visiting the roots of what it used to be and bringing it back even better.
Definitely. And guys, we are going to be taking a break here, just to let you know. But if you are tuning in, once again, we are on KQBH LP in Los Angeles, California, on 101.5 FM, a community service of Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on kqbhla.com. And we are going to get into a little break, and we're going to play some tunes here really quick. I got a new single from my guy Henry AZ, and it's called Michael Cera, featuring Elise Erickson. And this is a new single that he has coming off an upcoming project. So make sure you tune in and tap in with my guy, Henry AZ. This is Michael Cera featuring Elise Erickson on 101.5 FM, KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California. We'll be right back, everybody.
Oh